Vishamastah Sharireshu Samascha Praninamiha Sa Vayur Visham Steshu Pranopanak Shariripu Pujayet Vigraham Yastu Lingam Chapi Mahatmanaha Lingam Pujayita Nityam Mahatim Shriyamashnute. So then if you see, he is described as, the prana or apana. So before, having our food, we usually offer Nevedyam. Annapurne Sadapurne Shankara Prana Vallabe Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartam Bhiksham Dehi Cha Parvati. Annam means itself food. Annanam Pataye Namo Namo. Annanam, he is the Lord of food, Rudram says. So we offer Nevedyam. We do Nevedyam to Lord Shiva, and then we have the remains. After Mahadeva eats the food with bhakti, if we offer, he will take it, and then we take the remains of whatever Lord Shiva has taken. So, Om Pranaya Swaha, Apanaya Swaha, Vyanaya Swaha, he represents everything. He is the wind and he is the vital air. Everything is represented by him. And then, whoever adores the linga, he says that Pujayet Vigraham Yastu Lingam Chapi Mahatmanaha. Whoever worships adores the linga is a high soul, is a great soul. He is a Mahatma, whoever worships the linga. Because Shiva Mahapuranam says, even if you touch the linga, all your sins will perish. So that's how it is. The glorifications of, even touching the linga is described. And then he who adores, you go beyond and then adore the linga, worship the linga every day. You are even a great soul. You are a Mahatma. That's what the people who worship the linga are considered as Mahatmas. And they always obtain great Aishwaryam. Shriyamashnute, Shriye Ruchanaha. The Vedas say, Mahanyasam it comes. Drishano Rukma Urvya Vyadau Durmarshamayuhu Shriye Ruchanaha Agniramrito Abhavat. That's what it says. So that Rukma, that golden personality, grants prosperity, Shriya, that grants prosperity to all the Devatas, including all the Jivatmas. So the people who do the Linga Puja, they obtain great prosperity. Lingameva paramjnanam, lingameva param tapaha, lingameva parodharmo, lingameva paragatihi, tasmal lingat parataram yachchakinchinna vidyate. There is nothing that is greater than Lord Shiva. Skanda Mahapurana, first canto, that is the Maheshwara Kanda, within that Kedara Kanda, 10th chapter, 62nd verse. Paramjnanam, the knowledge of Mahadeva and Parashakti is actually that ultimate knowledge. We go behind different knowledges, right? We try to gain different material knowledges, but the highest knowledge is the knowledge about Lord Shiva. Knowledge, gaining the knowledge about Lord Shiva, knowing about Mahadeva, longing for Mahadeva. Lingameva param tapaha, the highest penance is meditating on the divine form of Lord Shiva and Parashakti Mata within the linga. Lingameva paro dharmo, the highest dharma. Each and every person has different dharmas. A school-going person, a school-going guy, and a housewife has different dharmas. But the ultimate dharma is told by the Puranas and Vedas and Upanishads is actually service to Mahadeva. Paro dharmo lingameva paragatihi, the highest end is Parashakti Mata and Paramashiva. Tasmal lingat parataram yachchakinchinna vidyate. There is nothing that is greater than Shiva Linga. There is nothing that is greater than Parashakti Mata and Paramashiva. That's what is told as Yasmat param na paramasti kinchid yasmannani yonajyayosti kaschit vriksha ivastabdo divi tishtatyekas tenedam purnam purushena sarvam. That Veda Purusha Mahadeva, Purusho vai Rudraha, that Mahadeva is present as, Purnam. He alone is described as Purnam. That's why we start off with, with the Upanishads. Whenever we start the Upanishad chanting, we say Om Purnamadak Purnam. It refers to Mahadeva. Mahadeva is alone Purnam. We Jivatmas are not Purna. He alone is complete in qualities, attributes and characteristics. And we surrender to him and then we attain that complete state. Otherwise we are incomplete. Otherwise we keep taking repeated births and deaths. So Purnam Purushena, that Veda Purusha, Purana Purusha is present all over. And then there is nothing that is na paramasti kinchit. Na param. There is nothing that is greater than him. Shvetashvatara Upanishad and Mahanarayana Upanishad confirms this. So, and then we see, since I mentioned about this, in the previous chapter, 201st chapter that we were seeing, where Vyasa enlightens Ashwatthama, before Vyasa enlightens Arjuna, Vyasa also enlightens Ashwatthama about Lord Shiva and how he describes Narayana meditated on Mahadeva and Parashakti for 200,000 years, standing on one leg and with his hands upraised. There he ends the chapter by saying, Sa esha Rudra Bhaktascha Keshavo Rudra Sambhavaha Krishna Evahi Yashtavyo Yajnaischaiva Sanatanaha Sarva Bhuta Bhavam Nyatva Lingam Archati Yakpraboho Tasmin Nabhyadikam Pritim Karoti Vrishabhadvajaha. That Shiva Bhakta Keshava has originated, Rudra Sambhava, Keshavo Rudra Sambhavaha, that great Shiva Bhakta Krishna has originated from Mahadeva. That's why he says in Skanda Purana, Ahameva Jagatkarta, Mamakarta Maheshwaraha. When Vyasa was in Ahankara, Vishnu comes and then he enlightens Vyasa. Ahameva Jagatkarta. He starts by saying, Vedakarta Hiranyagarbhaha. Yajnakarta Devendraha Vedakarta Hiranyagarbhaha Ahameva Jagatkarta Mamakarta Maheshwaraha. Vedakarta Hiranyagarbhaha, the Lord of the Vedas is Hiranyagarbha, Brahma, and the Yajnakarta is Indra, the Lord of the Yajnas is Indra. But ultimately, Ahameva Jagatkarta, he says, I am the Lord of the universe. But we have to understand, ultimate Lord for the Yajnas and Vedas and the universe is Lord Shiva. Because he attributes everything finally to Mahadeva. He doesn't stop with Ahameva Jagatkarta. He says, Mamakarta Maheshwaraha. The cause of me, Karta means cause. The cause of me is Lord Shiva, Maheshwaraha. So don't worship anybody apart from Lord Shiva. And then the beautiful Ashtakam, Vyasa Stuti comes. He starts off by saying, Eko Rudro Nadvitiyaya Dasturya Imam. That's what. So he starts off with a Vedic connotation. Eko Rudro Nadvitiyaya, which comes 3 times in the Vedas and Upanishads. Atharva Shiras Upanishad, Shvetashvatara Upanishad, Krishna Yajurvedam, Taittiriya Samhita, 1st canto, 8th chapter, 6th verse. Even Vishwanara Maharshi starts off by saying Eko Rudro Nadvitiyaya. So that's where the beautiful Ashtakam comes. So that Keshava has originated from Lord Shiva. Rudra Sambhavaha has originated from Lord Shiva. And Krishna Evahi Yashtavyo Yajnaischaiva Sanatanaha. That Krishna always eternally worships that Mahadeva. Always he worships Mahadeva. Oh dear Ashwatthama. Sarva Bhuta Bhavam Nyatva Lingam Archati Yak Prabhoho. Oh Ashwatthama, that Krishna knows that Sarva Bhuta Bhavam, that Mahadeva, who is Linga personified, is the origin of all the Bhutas, all the Jivatmas. Bhuta means actually the Jivatma. The living soul, living entity is called as, referred to as Bhuta. Ishanak Sarva Vidhyanam, Ishwarak Sarva Bhutanam. Bhuta means actually the living entity. So he is the cause of all the living entities, and Krishna knows that very well. And Krishna, he is also, Mahadeva is also described as Krishna's cause. He is the cause of Krishna too. He says, and Tasmin Nabhyadikam Pritim Karoti Vrishabhadvajaha. Since he worships Mahadeva eternally, who has the bull for his sign, Vrishabhadvaja, he is glorified by the Munis. Krishna is not the object of meditation or object of worship, but he becomes the object of worship because he is eternally dedicated to Lord Shiva. Always, Shiva Bhakta. When Shiva Bhaktas, Shiva Bhaktas actually, when he or she becomes a Shiva Bhakta, even the Devatas go and worship the Shiva Bhaktas. So for example, Nandishvara, who won the favor of Lord Shiva and who became an eternal Shivagana, Varaha Puranam 213th chapter confirms that. And in the 214th chapter of Varaha Puranam, all the Devatas, Brahma, Narayana and Indra, they come to worship Nandi. They fall at the feet of Nandi. Upamanyu is the guru of Krishna. Krishna surrendered and took Shiva Diksha under Upamanyu. Upamanyu becomes the guru of Krishna too. Krishna wants to know about Lord Shiva, and he learns about Shiva Tattva from Upamanyu Maharshi, who is a great Shiva Bhakta. Upamanyu series lecture is present in my playlist, in the playlist of my YouTube channel. One can refer that. 35 episodes are there. One can refer that. So that's about the Linga Archana. So I wanted to expand on that. So it's considered as quite important. Within the Linga, we have to meditate on the form of Parashakti and Paramashiva. Linga just represents the infiniteness of Lord Shiva, but his beautiful form and features and characteristics and divine qualities are explained in the Vedas and Upanishads. Uma Sahayam Parameshwaram Prabhum Namo Hiranyabhagave Hiranyavarnaya Somah Pavate Janitamatinam Kailasa Shikarabasa Himavadgiri Kanyakaha Saha Ambika Umapatihi Pashupatihi Ambikapati Hiranmaya Purushaha. He is golden and he is he is the golden personality, and he is the three-eyed personality, and he is Nilakanta, whose throat is blue, and then he has, he is the Paratpara Ishvara, and he is eternally with Parashakti, and he is five-faced and ten-handed. That five-faced, ten-handed form of Lord Shiva is actually the Bhagavad Gita Swarupa. The Swarupam of Bhagavad Gita is actually the form of Lord Shiva. We have seen that many times. So that form of Lord Shiva should be meditated within the Linga. And then moving on, Vyasacharya says, Urubhyam Ardhamagneyam Somardam cha Shiva Tanuhu Atmanordam Tatachagnik Somordam Punaruchyate Taijasi Mahati Deepta Devebhyosya Shiva Tanuhu Bhasvati Manusheshvasya Tanurdhora Niruchyate Brahmacharyam Charatyesha Shivayasya Tanustaya Yasya Gora Taramurtihi Sarvanati Tayeshwaraha. So it describes half of his, half of him is fire and half of him is moon. So usually, when Parashakti also married Paramashiva, there Paramashiva, he comes, in the form of a brahmachari to test the penance of Parvati Mata, and Parvati Mata wins that, wins the favor of Lord Shiva. And then there Lord Shiva says, I am Agni personified and you are a moon personified, there he says. So that's why half of him is fire and half of him is moon. It represents Ardhanarishvara. That's what Vyasa says to Arjuna. And then and then he is full of energy. He is auspicious and full of energy, and he is more blazing than the other forms of Devatas. Infinite effulgence, comes out of when actually Mahadeva appeared as an Agni Stamba, the splendor that was coming out of that linga, that was not, Brahma and Narayana were not able to take that. They closed their eyes, they were not able to. What is this infinite tejas? Yo vai rudraksa bhagavan yaccha tejas tasmai vai namo namaha. Atharvashiras, tejas, you are tejas ultimately. You are that ultimate, jyoti. Within the jyoti, Mahadeva should be meditated in a beautiful form. So, infinite tejas was coming out of the body of Lord Shiva, which Brahma and Narayana were not able to take. And that's where he says, Vyasa says, so he is more blazing than the other devatas like Brahma, Narayana and Indra. So and then he is also Brahmachari. So though he has given half of his body to Parashakti Mata, still he is a Brahmachari. And then with other ferocious forms, he destroys everything. Destroys the ahankara of various personalities. As Sharabha, he destroyed the ahankara of Narayana, and that is Narasimha. And then as Kalabhairava, he destroyed the ahankara of Brahma. And then as he came as another personality, comes in Shiva Mahapurana, where he destroyed the ahankara of Indra. As Yaksha, he destroyed the ahankara of Vayu, Indra, Agni, Varuna, etc. So everybody, and Yama, Kama, he burnt Kamadeva into ashes, and he kicked Yama with his left foot. Everybody are under the control of Mahadeva. When they do a mistake, then, it's like a father, correcting his son. No, it is not actually sound, it doesn't sound egoistic. It is actually a father correcting the son. So when Narasimha was trying to destroy the entire universe, Mahadeva had no other option to control him and then, teach him a lesson. So like that, we have to consider. And then it describes and then goes on, Yan nirdahati yatikshno yadugro yat pratapavan mamsa shoni tamajjado yattato rudra uchyate. Why is he called as Rudra? Rudra, one meaning is he takes away all the sins, he takes away all the sorrows. Namo bhavaya cha rudraya cha namak sharvaya cha pashupataye cha namo. The word Rudra comes 28 times in Rudram. Rudra, 28 times it comes in Rudram. Very specific. Eko Rudro Nadvitiyaya. Very specific word for Lord Shiva. And he is endued with great prowess and also, at the end of the, at the time of destruction, he destroys everything and then he takes back everything to him. And then he also takes all the sorrows of the Jivatmas, and that's why he is called as Rudra.